I'm about to let you in on something that might feel a bit dangerous, like peeking behind the curtain in The Wizard of Oz. Are you ready for this? Because right here, right now, you and I are going to step into the world of the millionaire next door. And once you see the secrets behind these ordinary-looking people with extraordinary wealth, there's no going back. Let me ask you, have you ever wondered why some of your neighbors, folks who don't flaunt shiny cars or designer labels, seem to be quietly sitting on seven-figure bank accounts? That question alone gives me goosebumps, because what if we've been searching for wealth in all the wrong places? I've been fascinated by the idea that millionaires might not be who society tells us they are. The popular image is the individual strolling around in a tailored suit, snapping selfies on private jets, living large under flashing lights. But here's the truth bomb. Many of the wealthiest people you'll ever meet have normal homes, drive used cars, and wear the same trusty pair of shoes for years. Yet behind the scenes, they hold the power of financial freedom. Doesn't that spin your head a bit? It did for me, and it all started the moment I dove into The Millionaire Next Door by Thomas J. Stanley and William D. Danko. And if you let me, I'd like to share this discovery with you, piece by piece, like we're on a secret quest that only you and I know about. Let's talk about why you even clicked on this video. Maybe you're tired of feeling financially stuck, or just plain curious. Perhaps you're struggling with that nagging question, why do I work so hard but barely manage to save anything? You're not alone. Growing up, I used to think building wealth was a talent reserved for the naturally gifted or for those born into money. But then I met people, neighbors, co-workers, relatives, who never once looked like they were piling up gold coins. And yet, one day, you find out they've comfortably retired or paid off multiple properties or started philanthropic projects. That sense of disbelief can be a punch to the gut. It makes you question, what did they do differently? Was I not disciplined enough? Did I lack focus? Or maybe, just maybe, I was looking at the wrong role models. Does that ring a bell for you? This fear that you've been following a script that doesn't lead to your dreams. It's like pouring water into a bucket full of holes, wondering why it's never full. The real pain point, though, isn't just the lack of money. It's the anxiety, the insecurity, and the sinking feeling of not being in control of your own destiny. I know this because I've felt the same knot in my stomach whenever I realize how far my situation is from my ideal life. That's the moment I decided to flip the script and look at the millionaire next door phenomenon for answers. Because if an unassuming neighbor can achieve it, why can't you and I? That's where the book's social lessons come into play. And let me tell you, it's not about counting pennies to the extreme or living a joyless life. It's about discipline, self-control, and unshakable clarity of long-term goals and strategies that will make your head spin with excitement. Remember the last time you felt unstoppable and brimming with hope? I want you to feel that way again, right now. And we'll travel through these discoveries like we're on the most gripping treasure hunt of our lives, where the map is the millionaire next door, and the hidden gems are these social lessons that seem so simple, yet remain elusive to so many people. Are you with me? I promise you it will be worth it. Because once you see the advantage of living by these principles, discipline, self-control, time management, personal responsibility, you'll wonder why nobody told you sooner. Here's the twist. The real payoff isn't just the money in the bank, though trust me, That's a nice side effect. It's the peace of mind, the respect you gain for yourself, the freedom to invest your time in experiences that light up your soul, and the ability to say no when society tries to dictate your choices. Just imagine having the breathing space to wake up every morning and think, I can choose what I do today because I'm in control. That's the kind of advantage we're talking about. And it's not reserved for an exclusive club. It's open to anyone willing to do what it takes. Still with me? Let's play a little game, because I want to gamify these steps to make them not only memorable, but also exciting, like unlocking different levels in a high-stakes video game. Are you ready to level up? Think of each action step as a secret door you have to open. The first door is labeled self-control. This is where you learn to resist those pesky urges for instant gratification. Whether it's an expensive new gadget or a spur-of-the-moment vacation you can't really afford, I'll be straight with you. Mastering this skill is like training for a marathon. You build up your resistance muscle over time. I used to fail at this repeatedly, but something clicked when I realized that every time I said no to a frivolous expense, I was actually saying yes to a more secure future. This is your invitation to try it. The question is, are you up for it? Then you push open the second door, named long-term vision. Imagine it as stepping into a secret war room where your future is mapped out on every wall. You see the life you want in high definition. Millionaires do something remarkable here. They don't just dream about their goals. They structure their entire routine around reaching them. If you peek at their calendars, you'll notice blocks of time dedicated to learning, saving, or investing. They're laser-focused on the end game, which keeps them grounded when temptation tries to lure them off course. That's your challenge too. What if you took a moment right now to think about your 5-year or 10-year goal? Can you visualize it so clearly that you can almost taste it? Next is the third door, time domination. I call it domination because it's not enough to manage time. You have to seize it, wrestle it to the ground, and make it your ally. Your goal is to treat time like the most precious resource you've ever possessed, because once a minute is gone, you'll never get it back. I know this might sound dramatic, but it's true. Millionaires quietly master the art of prioritizing tasks that create value and avoiding pointless clutter that saps their energy. They know when to say no. Whether it's to an unproductive meeting, a mind-numbing binge of TV, or even people who drain their momentum. Could you start doing that today? As you walk toward the fourth door, labeled Take Charge, you might sense a surge of adrenaline. This door demands you take responsibility, total responsibility, for your financial situation. Here's the reality. Wealthy individuals hardly ever blame others for their monetary troubles. They don't point the finger at the economy, their boss, or their parents. Instead, they ask, what can I do differently? That question holds a potent key because it shifts the control back to you. And once you take that step, something magical happens. You realize you are not powerless. You are, in fact, the captain of your financial ship. How empowering does that sound? Now, standing at the fifth door, you can almost hear the hum of curiosity and knowledge swirling behind it. This is the realm of continual learning. People who accumulate real wealth see knowledge like oxygen. They thirst for it, consume it, and use it to expand their mental universe. Whether it's reading books, listening to podcasts, attending seminars, or even asking mentors for advice, there's no such thing as an endpoint. There's always another book to read, another skill to acquire, another technique to master. And the payoff? Over time, you become a magnet for opportunities and success. Here's a quick challenge. Could you commit to reading just one chapter of a finance or self-improvement book every day? It's a small step that can yield giant leaps. You reach the sixth door and it's unmarked, but as you turn the knob, you enter a place of quiet contentment. This is the space of simple living. Picture minimalistic rooms, functional wardrobes, and practical cars. But it's not about deprivation. It's more like a Zen garden of personal finance, where you appreciate quality over quantity. The millionaires next door typically live in average neighborhoods, not fancy gated communities. They buy solid cars but drive them for 10 years or more. They're content knowing their money is being invested or saved for things that truly matter, like building businesses, supporting families, or making meaningful contributions to society. The rush you get from this approach is that you're no longer enslaved by flashy trends. You stand rooted in your own values and can say with a satisfied grin, "I don't need all that sparkle to feel alive." But the tension is mounting, and for a good reason. You arrive at the seventh door, social pressure defense. This door is where so many people trip up. Society has a funny way of telling you that you need the biggest house, the newest phone, or the trendiest wardrobe. Fall for this, and you'll be working to pay off these status symbols instead of building genuine wealth. Millionaires who stay millionaires know how to shrug this off. They understand that true power is the freedom to ignore these pressures and focus on what truly enriches their lives. So, ask yourself, when was the last time you bought something to impress others instead of doing it because it was aligned with your goals and values? Stepping through the eighth door, you find the workshop of value creation. This is where millionaires sharpen their focus on providing something of genuine worth to the world, be it a product, a service, or an innovative idea. They aren't out there just chasing any paycheck. They want to create impact. Think of your favorite entrepreneurs or authors. They poured their heart into something that enriches people's lives, and as a result, the market rewarded them. That's the approach you want to emulate. So, if you've been stuck in a job that drains you or a field that doesn't let you shine, might it be time to pivot into something you can truly own and grow? Then, as you edge toward the ninth door, you feel an air of unwavering determination. The sign above it reads, perseverance and patience. These two pillars are so often overlooked in a world that wants everything right now. Real wealth and real growth don't usually happen overnight. It can be a slow burn, a process of grinding, failing, learning, and trying again. The millionaires next door quietly keep at it, letting their investments grow, their skills sharpen, and their businesses bloom over years. Maybe you've been feeling impatient, disappointed that you're not an overnight success. Let this door remind you that the real treasures require steadfast commitment. Are you prepared to keep going when the initial excitement wears off? Finally, you come upon the 10th and last door. Although, to be honest, this journey never really ends. The label says, gratitude and humility. Here's a secret. Many of the most successful people you'll meet are also the most grateful. They haven't let money warp their sense of self. They acknowledge the luck, the support, and the opportunities that shaped their path. And because they stay humble, they keep learning, growing, and giving back. Humility is their shield against complacency, ensuring they don't lose that winning edge. Can you imagine how your life would feel if you focused on gratitude for your progress instead of complaining about what you don't have? Now you've opened all these secret doors. Take a deep breath and look around at what you've discovered. A labyrinth of principles, discipline, long-term vision, time mastery, personal responsibility, continual learning, simple living, resisting social pressure, creating real value, perseverance, gratitude, that anchor the millionaire next door's success. And it's at this point that I want to hammer in the real advantage. This approach doesn't just help you build wealth, it reshapes the very way you move through the world. You become less anxious about your worth, more centered, more focused on experiences rather than material objects, and genuinely at peace, knowing you've chosen your own path. That sense of internal power might be the greatest treasure you could ever unlock. But let's double down on this advantage one more time, because it's just that important. Once you commit to these lessons, every decision you make takes on a new clarity. You find yourself looking at your credit card statement with curiosity instead of dread. You feel a spark of excitement whenever you learn a new skill or reduce an unnecessary expense. You stand tall when someone tries to shame you for not buying the newest gadget because you know your priorities are rock solid. It's like living on a higher frequency where your energy is aimed straight at the life you actually want. And the best part? The snowball effect. Gradually, the progress compounds. Your bank account grows, your confidence expands, and you have choices you never imagined possible. Now, I can almost hear your heart pounding. There's a tension in the air, isn't there? Like the final climb of a roller coaster, just before you plunge into that exhilarating rush. You've gathered these insights, seen how they might fit into your life, and your mind is ignited by possibility. But you might also be feeling a twinge of nervousness. Is it really achievable for me? Am I ready to break old habits? Trust me, you're far more capable than you think. Yes, it's going to take some grit and a willingness to be different from the crowd. But if you're still here, still watching, still listening, then I know you have that fire inside of you. So this is where I want to extend a personal invitation. Put at least one of these doors into action right now. Maybe you'll decide to open a separate savings account for your investment goals. Maybe you'll vow to read a book about personal finance every month. Or you'll practice saying no the next time a social event threatens to drain your wallet. It can be as small as brewing coffee at home instead of hitting that pricey cafe every morning. The key is momentum. Once you start, you'll see how one change leads to another, and before you know it, your entire life perspective will shift. I feel like we're on the brink of something big, you and I. You came in curious, maybe even skeptical, but now you hold the skeleton key to a realm most people never even glimpse. These secrets from the millionaire next door aren't illusions. They're the quiet truths that shape real wealth and real happiness. And it's your choice whether to adopt them. Picture yourself 1 year from now, reflecting on this exact moment. You took the leap, you embraced the principles, and you feel more in control than ever. Your savings are growing. You're calmer, more focused. Maybe you're already seeing returns on an investment. Or maybe you've moved on from a toxic job to start your own side hustle. There's a glimmer in your eye because you finally trust yourself with money. You have confidence in your capacity to grow and learn. The best part is, It's not a fantasy. It's a possibility as real as the device you're using to watch this video. Take this final breath with me. We're at the cusp of the end, and I want to leave you on a high note. The real beauty of the Millionaire Next Door's lessons is that anyone can do it. You don't have to be born with connections or a silver spoon in your mouth. You just have to want it badly enough and be ready to challenge the status quo. If you ever feel overwhelmed or tempted by the glitz and glamour, remember this conversation. Remember these doors. Remember that wealth is often built in quiet, consistent ways. I want to thank you for taking this journey with me, this wild, unexpected ride through the secrets from the Millionaire Next Door. Let's wrap it up in 5 short seconds, because honestly, you deserve that sense of closure without a long-winded summary. Take one last deep breath and know that I believe in you. Now, here's your mission for the next 5 seconds. Subscribe or stay tuned for the next part. Trust me, you don't want to miss Secrets from the Millionaire Next Door Part 2, where we dive even deeper into the social lessons that can shift your world. I'll see you there.